feel like this is boyfriend tag part 2.
Ain't that special.
We're doing a Q&A. I had you guys ask questions on my Instagram. About 95% of those questions had to do with marriage and Cameron. So I thought that I'd have Cameron here with me while I answer some of these questions. I made a video about relationships a while ago before I got married, and I got a really good response on that. People really liked it. So I thought that since we are approaching our 1-year anniversary, we would do kind of like a, you know, Q&A, answer some questions. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so this is probably like the #1 question, and I don't even know why people keep asking it because I feel like I've answered it so many times. When do we plan on having kids? Do we want kids? How many kids do we want? Okay.
Yes, we plan on having kids. I love kids.
He does.
We love kids.
He actually is way better with kids than I am, which is really funny because they just run to him like they love
Kids
him.
love Cam. Cam love the kids.
Cam love the kids.
We definitely want kids. I think any healthy Christian marriage wants kids because it's part of our reasonable service to have children. If you know what the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. So
You're gonna preach in this video. I feel like he's gonna preach.
I just want to help somebody, you know.
But
yeah, we're definitely gonna have kids. Right now, whenever God says that the time is here for us to have children, then we will. We have a plan, but I mean, it's not really like we're not having kids until this or that. Because my family is more important than anything in the world. I'm not going to put anything on the back burner for my children.
I've always said that 3 is the magic number. I just like 3, and that's only because I grew up with 2 brothers. So, you know, 3 seems like a good... At first, Cameron was like, let's have 8.
It was definitely 5. I don't know where
5 sounds like 8 when you're the person who has to push them out. So I was like, no, 3.
It's definitely more than 2.
I can have quadruples.
I feel like we're going to have 2 boys and a girl.
Okay. I can work with that.
That's what I feel. It's just all
right.
Here. I feel like I'm so far away. Y'all close.
You can be close too. What was it like growing up a PK? We can both answer this because we're both PKs.
This is not being cocky. This is not being braggadocious or vain or anything like that. But it's a lot like being a celebrity.
It really is, though, in not a good way.
You have to be perfect. Like, you can do no wrong. If you do something wrong, then, you know, it's like, ooh, it's like a big deal. They kind of like, they gossip about it. And, like, everything you do is put on a pedestal. I mean, it's really not fair how PKs get treated. And then there's the negative connotation to a PK. It's like, oh, you a PK. You bad, or
like church kids are bad. All church kids are bad.
And then everybody says, oh, Christians are so judgmental, but other people are judgmental towards Christians being judgmental. So
exactly, you have to be judgmental.
You can't say,
and know that
you're a PK.
Judgmental.
You automatically, I know what that means. No, you don't. Oh,
right.
You're a PK. Your dad keeps all the money from the collector's plate. No, he doesn't. The ministry has to run. Like, bills have to be paid, so on and so forth. So.
Right. I think it's funny because, like, he did the same thing that people had been doing to me all my life. Like, he judged me for being a preacher's kid, and he's a preacher's kid. Remember when we first started talking, you didn't want to talk to me because he thought we weren't going to be able to do nothing. Like, I was going to be boring, like I was going to be lame. And it's just like, but you're a PK too, so you should understand, out of all people. He probably felt the same way that I did. Like, my whole life I didn't want to date a PK. I didn't want to marry one. I think for a long time we were both trying to fight who we were. Being a PK is actually what got us together. We understand. We get it. The older you get, the more you understand it.
The older you get, the more you understand it, and then the more you can, like,
and learn how to deal with it.
Live through it.
Right. What kind of work do you do, and what's it like when your husband is at work? Cameron works for corporate America. He's also a photographer and a musician and a lot of other things, but primarily that's his job. I guess people want to know, like, what it's like for me to be a housewife, I guess. I consider myself to have a job because I do a lot of work with YouTube, so I'm not just sitting around being idle all day. Like, when he's at work, he leaves in the morning, and I answer emails, I plan out what videos I'm gonna do, edit. And if I don't have anything to edit, I'll film. And if I don't have anything to film, I'm probably cleaning up something or going to the store to get food. But it's just like a balance of taking care of the house and him and taking care of my YouTube channels. And that takes all day, and I run out of time to do stuff, like, because it's actually a lot of work. Did you and Cameron ever break up? No? We don't fight. We didn't fight at all when we were dating, like at all. We don't even really fight now. I don't ever yell at him. He doesn't ever yell at me. We don't do that. I don't think that's very productive.
Arguments really don't work for me.
We don't do arguments well.
If you trying to argue with me,
he'll stop and he'll give up. He's like, okay.
I know me.
Okay.
I know me. If you know that you have something inside of you that you never want your wife to see unless you guys are in danger, I think it's best that you shouldn't really argue. She's little and, you know, and
what does me being little have to do with it?
I don't curse at her ever.
No,
she doesn't curse at me.
We don't ever call each other out of each other's names.
Disrespect, I don't do disrespect. I told her when we were dating, like, look, don't ever cuss at me. I don't even like when girls cuss, period. But don't cuss at me. Don't ever call me something disrespectful. That's just gonna take me to a level that you don't want to be.
I don't see the point, because you say things you don't mean and they stick with you forever. Like, if we have a disagreement, we disagree. You know, I'll state my case and then, you know, I'll just be quiet. I'm quiet when I'm not happy, so I'll just sit there and be like, okay, you know, we'll figure it out. But we ain't gonna yell at each other.
This might seem cliche, but we don't go to bed mad at each other.
No!
That's so dumb.
Actually, I'm gonna make a confession. I went to bed mad at you a couple times.
She went to bed mad at me a couple times.
I tried it, and it sucks.
And she's the one who came up with the rule.
Do
and
it.
She's the one.
I know, because people told me, but I didn't know that it would actually be like a real problem. It's so bad.
Just spit it out, get it over with.
It's so bad, because I don't like to talk about stuff. But man, I went to bed with that one time. I stayed up the whole night. Like, I could not sleep at all. And then he was just sleeping, and I was just like, this nigga just
sleep.
I mean, just good sleep too. And I'm like, man, this really sucks. Like, and then it just kept building, and I just kept being mad for everything was making me mad at that point. It was just like, this is so stupid. All I had to do was say something that day.
Life lessons, folks.
Life lessons. You live and you learn. People always email me and stuff about long distance relationships, so I guess they want to know, how did we get through it? How do you stay positive? All that good stuff.
Communication.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Like nobody's business.
Like,
and there's so many ways you can communicate nowadays to where there's no
it's
excuse.
not even like there's more now than when we were dating.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Now you can
really.
Snapchat,
there's
Instagram, DM.
There's no excuse.
Like, none.
People be like, oh, I just don't have time. I don't have. No, if you have time to tweet, you have time to send a text. If you have time to make an Instagram post, you can send a Snapchat. Like, there are no excuses for long distance relationships nowadays. You can do it. Like, trust me. All you have to do is communicate. You have to be able to trust that person. I say, if you're in a long distance relationship, you really have to love them. Like really, you do. I had to grow to love Cameron, but I didn't start dating him until I knew that I loved him. Like, cause I wasn't gonna be playing around with somebody like that from that far away. Just make sure that what you have is genuine, and if you know it's genuine, put all your faith in that. I mean, there's nothing else that you can really say, because it's gonna suck. Long distance sucks no matter what. I was just telling this girl that the other day. Long distance is gonna suck, but it makes you stronger, and I think it really helped us before we got married, because I mean, there would probably be a lot of things we wouldn't be able to work through if we didn't know how to communicate. Would you consider you and Cameron to be two entirely different people? And if so, how do you make it work?
Yes, we're two different people.
Anybody who gets married, they're two different people. It's two people from two different worlds.
There's balance, right? So
balance.
I guess I'm more charismatic in real life. And Vicky is more charismatic towards the camera. I'm more outgoing.
He's a people person.
She likes to be in the house all day. I don't understand it. When she stays in the house all day, it gets on my nerves. Like, I be trying to do her a favor.
I can stay in the house all day. Like, I don't have to talk to anybody all day. But yeah, we are different. We're a lot different. And I didn't realize how different we actually were until we got married. I'm like an analyzer, you know? I like to analyze things and observe things. And I can make plans. I like to make plans. He's a more spontaneous person. He likes to experiment. And he's good with, you know, being in an experimental field. Whereas me, I have to plan things out. I like to have everything, you know, in a line. And sometimes that does kind of clash with us because, you know, if we want to go somewhere or something, he's just like, oh, we'll just wing it. And I'm like, no, we need a plan so everything goes smoothly. Because if it doesn't go the way that I like, I get upset. I mean, you have to learn how to work through those things. That's the beauty of marriage, is that you learn how to work through things with somebody that is not like you. That's why so many marriages don't work nowadays, because people are so selfish that they don't want to deal with other people and how they operate. Like, well, who told you that everybody's going to be just like you and think just like you and know how you think? Like, you have to do that with everyone.
At the core, we share a lot of the same things, like values and...
Right, like we have the same morals, we have the same beliefs, and that's really important. Like, if you are that different than somebody else, you might want to take a step back and analyze the situation, because if y'all don't have the same morals, then there will be some internal conflicts. One of you won't understand why the other does things that aren't appropriate, you know, that kind of stuff, that can be a problem. And that's when you need to be like, okay, maybe this person isn't for me. Before you get married, you need to determine those things. So
okay, let's just answer it all. Look, I mean, come on.
well, because some of them I wanted to say for my own personal channel.
Can you come to Houston?
That's to take up time.
Yeah, she can come.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, babe?
In 5 years, I see myself working full-time ministry. My job, if you're watching, sorry. We'll have a home and a child, and I will have an album out by then.
Oh Lord,
and
an album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, babe.
A what?
Yeah, we're like in this thing. Financially very stable, no debt. Well, actually, maybe that might be hard, but you never know. God can do anything.
Same. I don't have career goals. People always ask me, what are my career goals? I don't have any. I mean, I'm a floater, so I do whatever I feel like doing at the moment. Right now it's YouTube. Who knows where that'll take me? Maybe something else. I don't know. So I'm going to go with the flow type person. But whatever he's doing, I'm going to be right by his side.
You were not a go with the flow type person.
I am
a
go with the
flow. You just said 5 minutes ago that you have to plan things out, and I'm more of a go with the flow type person.
No.
So now you are. I just want to know.
No. This is different though.
No. Wait. Yeah.
This is different.
Oh.
It's different. When it comes to life, I know I can't plan everything out because my plans never go the way I want them to. That's different. I mean, like with little things that I can actually control. I can't control where my life is going because it's not just me. It's not just about me. Once you have kids and stuff, all that stuff goes out the window. So what made you decide to get married at such a young age?
I believe if you're dating for someone, especially long distance, for too long, you wasting a lot of time. So just let me tell you how my life worked out, right? So we were dating long distance, right? And every other month or so, I would go visit her, and maybe twice a year she came visit me. Well, that's a lot of money that's coming out of my pocket.
Exactly.
I'm just being honest. When you have an investment, when you invest in something, you don't just put money into it and not expect anything in return. I'm saying something right now.
He's saying
and
something.
I want you to tune in, okay? After spending thousands of dollars throughout the year visiting her. No,
it is thousands though, seriously.
I mean, I had to get my own hotel. I had to rent a car. I had to pay for everything that we did. So I think it's stupid to date someone just to date. If marriage isn't the goal, why even consider yourself boyfriend and girlfriend? Or
at the end of the day, there has to be some sort of ultimate commitment. Because if you're always dating, then one of you always has that option to leave. If you love someone, then you're taking a picture. If you love someone, then you're gonna want to be with them for the rest of your life. Like, I don't see why that's so hard to understand. Just because I'm 22 and he's 24. Like, what difference does that make? At the same time, I think, but like if you are old enough to have your own home and pay your own bills and take care of yourself, then you're old enough to get married, you know. And if you really, really love that person, you'll want to experience life with them. You know, I've experienced a lot of firsts with Cameron, and that's big for me because I don't want to just share all of my experiences with temporary people, because then I'm going through life regretting all of the cool things that I could have done with somebody who I really cared about, who really cared about me and really was there for me, you know what I mean? And we support each other. So it's not like I don't have an option now. I have to just be a housewife. Like, no, I mean, he supports me in everything that I do and vice versa. He will make it like, oh, you're trapped with that person and you can't do what you want to do and all this stuff like that. Like, man, please, whatever. Like, this is fun. I don't care what anybody says. I think that getting married young is actually a lot more fun than getting married when you're like 30 or 40 and you've been with 10 other people, 20 other people, a million other people. You're giving so much of yourself to all these people that are no longer in your life. That sucks. Like, I would never want to look back on life and be tired. Get what I'm saying?
Yep.
What are you doing?
It stops every 12 minutes. You sit there. Wait.
Oh! Okay, we're good now. We're good. Piggybacking off that, how did we know we were ready to get married?
That's a good question.
How do you know when you're ready?
That's a good question. People always say, and this is cliche, but it's not at the same time. You know when you're ready because you just know. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I had a breakdown.
We both did.
So I was supposed to originally ask her to marry me on her birthday, but I ended up panicking and freaking out because I thought I wasn't ready. You know, you have doubt, you have fear. Man, can I really do this? Like, is this really gonna happen? Hey, I don't have enough money saved up, and I don't have this in place yet, and I don't have this in place yet. I think I actually needed that to kind of help me, you know, stop being so faithless, you know, putting certain things into perspective that, you know, wow, this is real. I am about to grow up. I am about to be a man. I am going to have full responsibilities. I am going to have to pay for my own bills. I am going to have to take care of a woman. I am going to have to, you know, take care of the house and make sure she feels safe, secure, and all that jazz. But when I eventually did end up asking her to marry me 5 months later, I just knew, you know, I had prayed about it. I had talked to her dad about it. I talked to my dad about it. You love this person. If you really feel without a doubt that you are ready to spend the rest of your life with this person, then go for it. Like, why not? There's like a calmness that comes over you. And that's what happened to me. I don't know if anybody else that's gone through this can attest, but
I was never actually ready. Like, there was no defining moment for me that was like, oh yeah, I'm ready to get married, until maybe a month before we actually got married. Because when we got engaged, I was scared because that's when, I guess, that happened where you had your little breakdown or whatever. I was nervous too, because I felt like, you know, and we had to talk about it, and I was like, is this really it? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I was questioning him and my love for him, but it was just like, I was questioning our ability to be together without help, you know, being on our own. Because this was going to be my first experience leaving home. I didn't go off to college or anything. So I was like scared. And so like when he asked me, I was like, yes. But then I was like, oh my God, wait. Oh my God, am I really ready? But as far as being married and being a wife and taking care of somebody else and having to deal with that, all of that just comes with experience. So you just got to get in there and do it. Because I didn't know if I was ready or not. When I got here, I knew that I wanted to be with him for the rest of my life, and I knew what I wanted to be his wife, but I didn't know if I was ready to be a wife for real, until I actually start doing it. And I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. You know, for me, I felt like the only way I would have known if I was ready is if he was ready, because, I mean, if he's ready, then, you know, everything I do is just contingent upon him, because I'm the help meet. As long as you're good, I'm good. This is a good question. Do you feel that there's a level of growth and self-contentment that's harder to get now that you're married and you always have to place someone else's needs before your own? Well, every day we're growing.
I wouldn't say it's hard to be content, because at this point in our lives, like, I can walk in my home and like, man, I'm blessed. Like, this is awesome. You know, when you're young and you're married, or you're newly married, whether you're old and you're newly married, or you're young and you're newly married, you're going to be growing together. So you don't want to be content with where you are, because you want to say, okay, in 5 years, I don't want to have to fight the same battles. Like, I want it to be, you know, new levels, new devils. You know what I'm saying? But don't judge me.
Not. For you, it may be different for you, but for me, I won't say that I'm not content, because I mean, I am content. I'm very happy. This is like the most happy I've ever been in my life. You know, I've never really had to, because I was not the woman of the house, so I didn't have to take care of my own home and stuff like that. So now that all of this responsibility has been sprung up on me, it's a change. I won't say that it's bad. I won't say that it's hard to be content, but it's definitely an adjustment, and I have to get used to putting somebody else's needs before my own and worrying about them first. That kind of does take a toll on how like I feel about myself personally, because sometimes I feel like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, that I forget to take care of myself, and it doesn't like hinder me from growing. It's actually helping me to grow in the right direction. Instead of being so selfish, it's helping me to understand somebody else, you know. So it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely a change. It's a good change. Marriage is an opportunity for you to grow together. So, I mean, it's not about just one person anymore. Now it's about both of you. So you both have to grow together. How do you deal with negative, non-supporter people? Because I do get questions about that a lot. Like, people are like, did you have a lot of support when you were getting married, and how did your family feel about it, and what do you do about people who don't support you? And we didn't really experience a lot of people who didn't support us. It was more just people talking, like saying stuff like, oh, y'all are really young, are you sure you ready, and all this stuff like that.
Everybody in the world is going to say that you're young if you're younger than them.
Right.
And then the people that are younger than you are going to be like, dang, you got the rest of your life. I mean, you go out and have fun. Essentially what they're saying is, go out, have more sex with other people, date around, be a hoe, mess around with all these other people, then get married once you got that all out of the way. That's absolutely ridiculous.
It's unrealistic.
Okay? It's stupid, and it's dumb, and it's dangerous. I mean, people got AIDS out here these days. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might catch Ebola out here, messing around like that. Other than that, I mean, people are going to say, oh,
people are going to say stuff all day.
Other than that, but 99% of my family was supportive. They was just like, all right, you sure?
About 80% of my family.
I'm very definitive when it comes to my love life and my life, because I live it. God, me and God, we run this. So they can't tell me what to do with this. So
right. I think that's all the questions that we have. I'm trying to think of something else.
That's all, folks.
But yeah, if you have any questions, we'll answer them in the comments.
Hit us up. Let me find the picture, or you can, hit us up on both of our Instagrams, Twitters. I need more followers on Twitter, guys. Really, I'll be content with 1,000. I'm currently at 922 right now, and I've been actually tweeting a lot more. She says I don't tweet, so I'm gonna be tweeting a lot more. It's gonna be a lot of motivational things and sports. So at Cameron J.
What is this, a commercial? What are you trying to do? But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being so supportive. I think, we just hit 200,000 on our wedding video, which is crazy to me, that many people have watched it. But thank you guys for being awesome, because you're awesome.
I really think it's super dope that all of you guys love us and look up to us. Some of you that do. Really awesome. We really think it's an honor. That was my whole purpose for Life with the Logans, is showing people that you could be young, saved, and married, and still have fun. And thank you guys for loving my friends and showing them love. And those of you that don't understand certain people, you just don't understand them because we only show you a certain glimpse. Thank you guys. Keep tuning in. This week's episode,
watch Life with the Logans. I'll link.
Or is it this week? I don't know when this video is going up, but the latest Life with the Logans episodes, we're gonna teach you how to make the bomb tacos.
It'll be this week. I'll put it up.
Bomb tacos. Shout out to Taylor K.
You're right, twin couple.
Boy Orlando, our twin couple. Yes. Yes.
I think that's it.
BTB.
I just want to say that, I don't know, this has been really cool. It's an amazing journey. I've been really blessed to experience this and to share it with you guys. A lot of you have been watching me since 2010, which is crazy. Before I met him, well, when I met him, y'all didn't know I met him, but anyway. But yeah, We've grown a lot, and marriage is cool. Don't let anybody tell you that's not cool and that it can't be fun and that it's old-fashioned, because it's not. Marriage is awesome. And we're here to prove to you guys that that's true.
What y'all think about this hair?
You don't like it?
So guys, on today's episode of Life with the Logan,